You know, we have a Democratic Party that's lost its bearings. I mean, they don't, for them, their definition of free speech is you are allowed to say whatever you want as long as we like it. If I don't like what you're saying, if I don't like how you're saying it, if I don't like who is saying it, then it's dangerous. It's disinformation. It's whatever you want to call it, it happens. And it's happening all the time everywhere. It's happening all the time everywhere. So that's why I tell people, look, this is not always popular when I say it because people would prefer, but I don't want to live in a one-party country. I never have. I think America is a stronger and better country when you have two common sense parties who have maybe one's to the left, one's to the right, but they both live in the realm of reality. But the not Democratic voters, I'm not going to do what Biden does, which is attack voters and my fellow Americans, because there are plenty of people that are registered Democrat, have always voted for Democrats, and they aren't crazy. And many of them are voting for us now because the other side is crazy. But the Democratic Party today, the Democratic Party in 2022 America is a party where the power and the influence resides in the hands of the laptop liberals, which I've already discussed with you, and the Marxist misfits. That's what they are. They are Marxist misfits. And they'll deny it. No Marxist ever admits they're a Marxist, except, Karl Marx probably did, but everybody, but they don't ever come in telling you that. But Marxism is about power and control. And I live surrounded by people that saw it with their own eyes and recognize it. And what Marxism is about controlling, Marxism tolerates no competition from any sector in the environment, any sector in the economy, and any sector in society. It doesn't tolerate it. It doesn't tolerate parents having more influence than the government. It doesn't tolerate families having more power than the government. It has to control what the schools teach. It has to control what the media reports or what people hear. It even changes the language and comes up with new words that never existed before. I've been exposed to this. Maybe I told the story yesterday. A couple of years ago, some reporter says, how does it feel as a Latinx American? And I'm like, a what? Latinx. Honestly, and I felt like, oh man, I'm not up to date. I'm like Googling on my phone, from the side. What is this Latinx? Because I thought maybe it was like a band, or some new rock band. Latinx is live this Sunday, but it's not. It's some term I've never used before. They make up their own language to describe all this stuff. And it's silly, but it's dangerous. They control the language. They control the narrative. It's infused itself into the corporate boardroom. We have major corporations in America today that bend over backwards for all this lunacy. Do you know how many millions of dollars they got stolen from them? They paid in protection money to a scam organization called BlackLivesMatter.com or whatever they were called. That group was a scam. The organization was a scam, a total scam. And all of these corporations gave them millions and millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. And so it's the corporate class, it's the media, it's everything, every Hollywood actor, every celebrity, everyone just aligned against us. And you wonder, how do we even win elections? And the answer is because they're all crazy. And most people in America aren't crazy. And so they get to vote every 2 years. And that's what this is about at the end of the day. These people are lunatics, and they will destroy the country. If they were able to get it done, America would look like California. It would. I mean, because every policy they want for America, they've already implemented in California, every one of them. And you wind up with absurdities, complete absurdities. As an example, like right now, apparently, Napa Valley or whatever, they're now banning gas stations. They're not allowing any gas stations. So, are there any new gas stations from being built? They passed a law that by 2035, it will be illegal to buy a gas-powered car in California. And a few days later, they had to send out a text message to the whole state, do not charge your electric car. It's going to blow up our electric grid in California. So, this is the lunacy that we have to put up with. They want that for the whole country. They want it for the whole country, and it's not going to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen. And so that's what this election is really about. And it's about two things then. Number one is stopping it. And what I'm most excited about is if, God willing, we're in the majority in the House and Senate, it won't be because we just reelected a bunch of people. It'll be because in the Senate, we're actually going to have new people from Arizona, from Nevada, from Pennsylvania, from Ohio, from Georgia, from New Hampshire. New people many of whom have never held office before, but have the energy and the drive and bring with them the real world energy that we desperately need so that we can stop bad things from happening. That's a big deal in the Senate. Because that way you don't have to wake up every morning hoping Joe Manchin didn't change his mind last night, and now they're going to pack the Supreme Court, take over our elections, and God knows what else. The second is make good things happen. And they'll say, well, how are you going to do that? I was asked that today. How are you going to do that? Joe Biden will just veto it. I said, he might. But if it's common sense and we win by enough, maybe enough of these Democrats will say, hey, maybe it's not a bad idea to drill for oil again. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to put criminals in jail. Maybe we should start talking again about things like, I don't know, enforcing our immigration laws. But assuming we can get it passed and put it then, people will know, okay, it didn't pass, but these are the people that wouldn't let it pass. Here's common sense. Here's what you want. We tried to pass it. They blocked it. We have an election in 24. Take it into account, because that's the final straw here, is to take back the White House. That's plan A. Now, plan B, if plan A doesn't work, plan B is we still pass these bills, but we pass them, a lot of them. And so now that we have all these bills sitting on Joe Biden's desk, and he signs them by accident, a couple of them, because he gets confused. Oh, this one, sir, is, And we're going to, that's plan B. And I don't think, we can maybe get 1 out of 10 in that way.